Hi everyone, I'm live again. Hopefully you will find stream for some reason. So I don't know why that is. Yes, I'm back for now. I'm on battery. I can't stop the other live stream. So the other live stream is just continuing unabated, and I can't stop it because it was actually a power cut. But luckily, we got ourselves this little fixture, which is quite nice. That can keep light off the laptop. So that's what I have at the moment. Okay, that's better. It was a bit bright earlier. So the Eskom side of things. So the other live stream is continuing because I couldn't give it an action to shut down. So I'm not sure how to stop it. In fact, YouTube wouldn't allow me to stop it. So hi. So I don't know what's going on with the other stream, whether it was actually stopped. Yeah, the connection might not be that good and it might not last very long. I just wanted to finish up. So it's powering the light and it's powering my phone, which still has Wi-Fi. Private. How do I change those settings? Let me edit here quickly and have a look. It says public here. Let me just put it in the double ODS playlist. It does say public, eh? So it should be fine. I mean, you people have managed to find it. There's 91 people that have found it, so it can't be private if you found the stream. So if this video is hock and stick, I'm sorry about that. I just have my cell phone, and I don't know what the reception of the towers are like under the current load shedding conditions. And one thing I wanted to mention to you, what was happening over the weekend wasn't load shedding, it's actually load reduction. So what happens is when the reserves are depleted on the pump storage schemes like Drakensberg and Palmit, as well as the gas sites, which cost a fortune to run, they have to replenish the tanks and they have to fill up the top dams at these pump storage schemes. The reason why it's important to do that, especially for Drakensberg, is because Drakensberg is what we call black start capability. If the entire Eskom grid collapses, Drakensberg can start the grid up from scratch. And there's two power stations in the Eskom fleet that can do this, Drakensberg and Koeberg Nuclear Power Station. And this is why Koeberg Nuclear Power Station and Drakensberg are key to, if a grid should collapse for whatever reason, because load shedding isn't done properly, they would have water in the upper dam. And when those reserve levels run below the black start capability, Eskom has to top it up. And then what they do is load reduction. So it's not load shedding, which you need to keep the grid stable, to keep the frequency at 50 hertz. They actually have to do it to make sure that we don't have a problem if the grid should collapse for whatever reason, that we have Koeberg and we have Drakensberg. Any of the Drakensberg unit can then black start the grid, which means they can supply the needs to actually get those stations up and running again. And then you rebuild the grid bit by bit. So we have about 100 people in the stream now. For those of you that have joined new, we had 330 people in the other live stream when the power cut. And yeah, so load shedding is happening again. I just saw that it was announced that load shedding would be taking place. This is proper load shedding. This isn't load reduction. So there's a difference. Load shedding is always done to keep the grid frequency stable at 50 hertz. It's very necessary. If our grid frequency drops to 47.5 hertz, all generators will disconnect from the grid and we'll have a nationwide blackout. So load shedding is absolutely a necessity for us to keep this country stable. Odyssey, yes. Sonic C, I agree. So what we need now is a venue for Saturday's meeting. So let's talk about that before my phone dies. Do any of you have suggestions for the venue for Saturday in Cape Town? Post David Verdwaal. I love that. I used to farm with pigeons when I was a youngster. When I was 19 years old, I had pigeons. I used to love just sitting with them and watching them in their cage. And I used to love watching them fly. My wife calls them sky rats. So yeah, I always give her a nudge when she says things like that. I really love my pigeons. They all had names, and I would love to have pigeons in. The problem is not that many people on Odyssey. It says now my connection is unstable. There's not that many people below this video, and go and sign up so that you can be in that live stream. So it's either going to be the live stream will be using Zoom. People in live streams before on Zoom in my meetings, and yeah, so it's important that it's a platform that most people are comfortable with. But I would prefer most people to be in that meeting, come to that meeting, travel if you can. And we just need to, they were streaming. Marina, pigeons, anything that doesn't involve technology can be quite important, but even pigeons can be shot down and intercepted. So, I believe that we need a car that can't be monitored, tracked, and traced. To actually spread a message throughout the country within 24 hours. We must have that capability. The OMI is building that capability on the ground, and that is important. Well, this is not a joke. The situation we find ourselves in is not funny at all. It's a serious situation. Okay, so I was speaking about the 700 children that went to school that are being lined up, where they are literally considering during a lockdown, they will impose a lockdown and only the vaccinated will be allowed to go out. So this is the first place where they are saying that they will literally do a lockdown for the non-vaccinated. Now, I want you to literally think about what that means. They are saying that only the unvaccinated will be locked down at home. They won't be able to move or do anything. People, if you can't see how liberties are being taken away and how these things are coming our way, a lot of people think of Austria and Switzerland and Sweden, all these countries as these wonderful Nordic countries where they have all the freedom in the world. Absolutely not. They are fully new world order. In other words, the order they've organized in their countries are of this new world. As George H.W. Bush said, where the rule of law will apply and not what man wants to do. George H.W. Bush, when I see him, I just see an absolute criminal piece of trash. I don't know what else to call him. Tyranny and the New World Order agenda. DW, he is absolutely, he's like an absolute supporter in, is there. Those people are 100% New World Order. Everything they are trying to do, impose on us, is all based on a new world order being created. WOD's meeting that will be seen countrywide. And whether we'll be able to do it live countrywide or whether we will be able to Kane, I'm happy to be away from the jabbers. They're going to make the unjabbers sick. Well, I don't know about that. I feel sick just seeing how easily people just blindly trust something. And like I said before, I'm not an anti-vaxxer at all. And I won't take any of these vaccines. I will take no vaccine that's on the market today, to be honest. And that's my own personal choice. Besides the fact that I don't like any medicine in my body or anything stuck into me, period. Unjabbed, new untouchables. The numbers are starting to head up again. They're pushing up the radiation to cause fourth wave. Mechanism that I can scientifically say this is what's happening. I think there's a combination of many things happening. I think a lot of people are getting sick out of fear. I think a lot of people are getting sick because they're not just living normal lives. They're not just feeling free. And if I can make this light a bit dimmer, it's quite bright on my face. Make this light a bit dimmer. It's quite bright on my face. It's actually nice. It's got a dimming function. This laptop camera is absolutely useless. But at least there's something. So people, please, I need, it says my connection is unstable. We need a venue. If you can please email me or send me an SMS even. Oh no, I see my battery power is going up. So what we have left on this laptop is what we have, and the battery is still good, and it's powering the light. So far so good. And Pichaku, we are already there. Dink jy ons gaan hulp van hoër dimensie kry op 'n stadium? We are already there. If I have to explain to you how our family has been blessed, we haven't been sick in over a year and a half at all from anything. We are already getting help. Hi, Debs, I'm waiting to hear back from a person suitable venue. Thanks so much. So people, everyone that goes to the events in the morning, it's at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. If all of us can come together for that meeting, it'll be stunning. I really want to. Yeah, you know what I look like. There's lots of new people on this channel, Beata. It's really awesome to see so many new people here. Hoekom iets so onnozel doen? Of who's doing what onnozel now? I do lots of onnozel things, okay? But please contact me. How can we stop the rollout of 5th generation? Martelian Lombard, that's a very good question. By getting numbers first. We need lots of numbers of people. And 5th generation technology, a system in the cloud that can monitor us with AI in real time. And that is what 5th generation technology will do. You will not walk around with a cell phone on you anymore, a cell phone like this. You will literally have all the devices to monitor, track, and trace you on you. And it'll be in the places around you, wherever you walk. And that's the problem. And because of that, wrong with fast internet. There's everything wrong with anything that enables you to be monitored, tracked, and traced. Because the moment you do that, that person will not have the ability to stand up against tyranny. And at the moment, you know, with what happening is, and I need to get the link to that video and share it in the community tab on this channel. And then I want you to go and watch that, where someone that I spoke to on Sunday, thank you very much for giving your perspective in that video, types of footage from various angles, and he created a very nice descriptive video. It doesn't happen overnight. You actually have to do some research to put something like that together, and I really want to thank him for that. The chances of a solar flash, it's always good because we can't control the sun. Yeah. Kane, the chances of a solar flash, it's always good because we can't control the sun. Yeah, news about 5th generation technology because people say, but there's 5G antennas being put up. There's no such thing as a 5G antenna. There's an antenna that's a transmitter and a receiver. Okay, try and understand this. Transmitters, and that's nonsense. We have frequencies right now all around us that's influencing us. And the moment you go and you make people's immune systems weak by locking them now, please contact me for the venue details. I'll do another live stream to announce where the venue is going to be and discuss the events for Saturday. It'll start at 3 o'clock on Saturday. I will have my PA system there. I've got my own PA. It's right here. And I'll be able to speak to at least 1,000 people. So we're allowed 2,000 people outdoors. I want it to be an outdoors event. It'll start at 3. I'll probably address everyone for 2 hours. We have a break and then another 2 hours. And bring a picnic basket with wherever it is, you know, so we can just all enjoy ourselves together. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, so we can just all enjoy ourselves together. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Venue suggestions: Greenpoint Urban Park, free entrance, toilets, loads of parking and space. Windmill Park. Okay, the problem is it's not private, Karen. It cannot be a public space. It cannot be a public space, people, because then the same people that attacked us at Sea Point can intervene and interfere again. I don't want that. It needs to be private. So it needs to be a private function. in which case you can do what you want there. So yeah, that's very important. Okay. There's about 130 people here. Thanks all for coming on, interfered with. We don't have much time to organize properly on the ground. So please, people, listen to the meeting on Saturday. I've said that I've stopped the 00, because I have to do it for hours and hours and hours. It's not easy. It's not a positive thing. The only positive thing is that other people get to hear the information, and that's important. Okay. People there. So we need to make sure that Witsand, that you guys can. Hi, we're the 700 lockdown. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Hi, Manla. So let's find a place where we can have this meeting. Contact me, send me an email, or send me an SMS, and I would like to make it 3 o'clock. We'll have that event. I will speak to Debbie else. I'll speak to Jared, Petzer, whoever else. Jared has got the pro-choice movement on the go, and I really support him now. Anyone else that's fighting these globalists and this new order that's been created, I would like people to get together and come and listen, and then you can decide what you want. Is going to rock your boat, and it has to. Okay. Billy said something earlier. What about Onik, who not long ago had, sure. Let me see, there were so many comments the next day. And that to me was the most important thing to organize. Vryheid is awesome. I would love to come to Vryheid again. My boys love the fishing in the dam there, and the families there are awesome. We think of them all the time. The fond memories that we have of being in Vryheid. And it's really awesome that Oma is a representative there. It's stunning. So thanks everyone for coming on. I see the stream is okay now. There were a couple of more articles I wanted to cover that I'm worried about, but I think I'll do independent videos on them. The one is that they're going to do fingerprints for babies at the age of, literally, at the age of 6 weeks. And they're going to put them SMS soon using new fingerprint tech that can capture data from 6-week-old babies. This is where we're going. Don't think that this new order they're creating of us, ordering ourselves to a society where we'll have no more freedom left. It's not an organization or anything like that. And there's so many people supporting the Jean. Sorry that there's a lot of buffering. Be aware of, but I need to lay out the plan to you again, so you all understand what the plan is to take your freedom away. And these local government elections now could be our last, literally the last local government elections where you can make a decision, and you don't have to go and make a decision. Or you might be supporting someone that will take your right away to vote in future. We'll allow the UN to come here, take control of our country, literally, and take your freedom to make choices away. And their rollout of 5th generation technology, they are going to accelerate that like you cannot believe, to make sure that we will be fully monitored, tracked, and traced. Ilka, you're absolutely right. Things like that will start happening. Yes, that is it. Paulo, that is biometrics for kids, okay? What the pandemic has made continuous human contact a problem. I always knew that they would use the threat of this virus to get people to be fully tracked and traced. And it won't just stop at fingerprints. Soon it will be your retinas, like in many other countries already. And behind the developments of these things, the CSIR and many other organizations. My father worked with the CSIR back in the day, and he said they had evil intent when they were developing direct energy weapons. And he said the maser that they were developing, I mean, is a brutal weapon to actually boil someone's blood. Hi, Sasa Z. Well, we had a stream before, and that stream got knocked off through load shedding, so I'm on battery at the moment. But welcome here. So just so that you know, I'll be having a double ODs meeting. And yeah, she's an awesome person. Big whale, be safe. I believe we have protection for as long as we're doing what we need to. Anymore. So I'll rather listen and carry on. It's hard work. I passed out this afternoon. I had a very intense day. And yeah, hopefully you will share it. Like the live stream and share it so that other people can watch it. I know this one is not the best looking, but at least you can listen to what I have to say. So one thing I want to end off with, just remember that people that are claiming to be fighting for freedom now stood with Cyril Ramaphosa towards the end of March of last year and agreed with him to lock down your life for 3 weeks. They chose the greater good ideology over your individual liberty. They didn't say to you, we advise you to stay at home. We advise you that you shouldn't go out at a certain time. We advise you to not go and drink alcohol. No. And every party represented in parliament agreed to that, every single one. And you need to think about that and hold those leaders accountable. And I'm asking on all those leaders, the leader of the ANC will fully agree to this, so will the DA, so will the EFF. But of all the other parties, Inkatha, the Freedom Front Plus, the ACDP, COPE, and all of them, I want you, Al Jamaa, I want you to come out and say that we were wrong. Admit of them. I want you, Al Jamaa, I want you to come out and say that we were wrong. Admit that you were wrong, or that you believe in the greater good ideology and you believed absolutely that you have a right to take our freedom away, which means that you will do it again in future. And people need to know this, that these leaders will take your freedom away, that they will implement. It doesn't matter what they're saying now. They need to go back and say, I was wrong. I won't do it again. I'll never take your freedom away again. For nothing will I take your freedom away. They need to do that. If any of them believe that they have a right to take you, nothing will I take your freedom away. They need to do that. If any of them believe that they have a right to take your freedom away for any reason, they are not your friend at all. And they need to apologize for what they did. So that's very important. A big whale, you can vote for him. The Organic Humanity Movement will assure that you are free, 100%. If they represented where you are, you can vote for him. The ACDP scored very high on the freedom test. However, their leader stood with Cyril Ramaphosa for the 3-week lockdown. And I would advise, why did you allow to take our freedom away? Why did you agree with Cyril? Make a statement against it. Say, I won't do it again. I will next time speak out. I'm not going to buckle to the pressure. I would love him to do that. Well, Manla, I would hope that the ACDP is not a greater good party. They shouldn't be. You know, when I interviewed Wayne, he's a really awesome person. It was clear that he believed in individual liberty, but then I have to ask, why did the ACDP party leader make that choice at the time? He might have felt pressure to do it, but you can't make excuses. He would have allowed something like that ever, never. People need to make their own choices and face the consequences, even if the consequence is death. You have a right to decide, I want to go and help someone that has got Ebola, and I'll probably get it and I might die. Someone can't stop you from doing that. That's nonsense, man. Absolute nonsense. Yeah, Karen, absolutely. Media will ignore the protests. The risk. I've told people many times, do not play the crypto market if you don't know exactly what you're doing. You will lose all your funds. But I won't stop someone from doing it. That is madness. That is madness. It ends up with us being in lockdown today still. We've never been out of lockdown. I have a curfew right now. I'm not allowed to drive out at 12 at night till 4 in the morning. Do people realize that we are actually still under curfew and lockdown? And the government say It is the new normal. Do you understand what this means? I mean, really. But please, yeah, night curfews, it's not that it's ridiculous. It is meant to take your freedom away. It's meant to make you use to the fact that your freedom is to speak out against it. They need to strongly speak out against it. It's not good enough to just speak out against the jab, but I'm really grateful that some of them are against the mandate. Sorry, that some of them are speaking out. Want to own firearms for self-defense, that you won't be able to do that anymore. Against comprehensive sexuality education. Those are important things. But then you can't go and stand behind Cyril and take our freedoms away. It's not okay. It's not okay. Come clean and admit that you made a mistake and don't do it again if you want people's support. Jean, OM is run by by hundreds of people. That is the beauty of OM. It's individual leaders, and this is what we need. So it can't have anything. She's just a founder of a concept, a plan. And it's the beauty of OM. It's individual leaders, and this is what we need. So it can't have anything. She's just a founder of a concept, a plan. And the hundreds and hundreds of South Africans. There should be around 1,500 members now, which is 2026 is the time for the next local government elections. And by that time, we need to have large enough numbers of people prepared on stronger than us. You cannot have a strong military if you are not stronger than them. So OWN will never allow that. So you will literally train people on the ground so that not even your country's military can do anything to you. And we do need a strong military, but we will be a super to understand. Very, very important. It's an excellent strategy. And it's a strategy that you cannot stop. The plan is rock solid. And it's all about system change. Nutters. Wow. Well, there's no one running No, there's no there's no nutters there. So Big Whale, it's fine for you to feel that way. The organic, it's a symbol for resistance, and that's where it comes from. It comes from resistance, and the organic humanity movement came later. So organic humanity, not food. For us to just be normal humans again, because we're all being turned into, you're free to do that, but that's advice. It's not me forcing someone to do something. Immigration to Zimbabwe. It might be an option one day. Who knows? You want to? Not so long ago, it was a lot of fun. My family shot an AK as well. My wife, my one son got badly hurt. It gives quite a kick. Yeah, shame he was crying. But they all had a lot of fun. So thanks a lot for coming on to this live stream. I see the connection is bad again. But I really appreciate your time with me. At least this battery is charging. This laptop's done a good job to power this light. So I'll be able to get to you even when there's load shedding. Someone says the ANC. Someone says the ANC is so corrupt they will steal the blame, make it to the altar. Okay. So to me, it's not about the DA, the ANC, and the EFF. To me, they're one and the same. The top three parties. The problem is many of the other parties. Hi, Kim. Kim says vote OM. Well, it's people's choice what they want to vote. But if you're voting for OM, you are voting for freedom, 100%. Freedom and a plan of action on the ground. So it's not just political. In fact, the largest part of OM is action on the ground, organizing. That's very much needed right now. Anyone that just wants to go to elections and afterwards you get bums on seats, people are getting salaries and they're all happy. That's not going to work. If you've been there since 1994 and you haven't changed the system, there's something wrong with your plan. Okay. There's a big problem with your plan. Well, the ANC is bankrupt. Carl is right about that. That's for sure. Night to all. Yeah, the people, it's going to take time. Remember, it's not going to happen overnight. DC UPS on Take a Lot for 500, it will power your fire and router. That's actually not a bad idea. I probably should do something like that. Piedras, Fiadras for interrupted power supply. Certainly. You're absolutely right. Thank you for that. I will certainly make sure that I get myself a UPS. Yeah, is the future because it is beyond politics, Sue, and that is no big well. That is perfectly fine. You know, a lot of people turn that into all sorts of funny things, but is a symbol for resistance. That's where it comes from. Lauren, literally, when she came up with a plan, she thought this is a resistance, and the symbol for resistance is and she wrote it on the file. She wrote there and that's where it started. And the organic humanity movement came later. It's a very important question. What's a plan for to build capacity? It's one person at a time. So we actually have number targets. These numbers are important because if we can't achieve them, the plan won't work. So the plan is simple. We are gaining numbers on the ground. On our target for this year was to have 1,380 people by year end to reach 1 million members, train 29, where we can prepare this country before 2030 happens, the 2030 in this country. But we want that system, the political system change to happen in 2024. We wanted 2 years earlier, but the current trajectory, we're looking at 2025. A member means you're actively involved in changing your life and getting training on how to change the community around you, understanding what is happening in society around you. You'll understand all the threats and you'll become a super citizen. That's what Lauren likes to call it. Someone that's fully understanding of all the infrastructure around them, all the businesses around them. There's a lot of strategy in how is building a citizens force on the ground. I'm not talking about a military. I'm talking about people that are fully informed on everything that's going on. And that is very important. Ban anything like that, Mandla. I will never ban gambling. Why would anyone ban gambling? Just remember, hasn't got policy. So is not going to make any decisions on anything. Political system. So we can have a truer form of democracy. Omega, the actual action on the ground, is deliberate. It's just the only mandate is system change, nothing else. Then once you have the direct election system, the candidates you choose will tell you what their policies are, how they want to do certain things. And we hope that a lot of the direct election candidates will come from an own background because they would believe in the 4 values and 6 principles of That's why hasn't got why anyone would stop gambling. I have no idea. I would advise people not to gamble because you're throwing money away to globalist corporations. You should absolutely have a right to gamble if you want to. Of gambling happening. Big Whale, I love your comment. You cannot legislate people since they have to repent by themselves. That is such a good way of putting it. That is the crap, but that's where it should stop. You don't legislate people. So thanks for that comment. You fully understand. You sound like an Omi already. Yeah, Annette, gambling never been my thing. Creates addictions. People lose everything. Absolutely, Annette. That doesn't mean that I'm going to take someone's right away to do it. Isn't going to kick large corporations out of the country, kick banks out of the country, kick anything out of the country. What is doing is creating a parallel economy where people start to withdraw from the things they don't want to be a part of. You don't have to stop anything else from happening. You withdraw from it and you do it. And that's where it falls in line with Bavarian Illuminati doctrine. And it doesn't really help us. And I have a lot of sympathy for how the people feel and why they want to be successful, because the plan cannot be subverted, it cannot be hijacked, it cannot be stopped, because there's no leader leading it. It's individuals leading the plan. And therefore, there is no head of a snake to cut off or anything like that. Yes, you can put structures in place to help people. That is Omega. That is what Omega is. It's ending global atrocities, other on many things. But they agree on the 4 values and the 6 principles of Om. And once you do that, people from all religions and backgrounds that want to be free can unite around that common. Liga does is to develop leaders all over the country. And we need 1 million leaders, because if you have 1 million leaders, then there's 1 in 40 adults that can literally make a history of the world. Anyway, and that makes you a superpower. Because all the superpowers in the world has been built on our backs. And that's what Jonathan was saying on SABC the other night. It was built. You can't kick scalumpies out of the country. They are more noxious compared to gambling. Yeah. Hi, Stacey. Nice to see you, Anya. Proud Omi. Yes. I still have a whole lot of answer rounds are going to be in for a shock very soon. But what we are doing now is creating awareness, as much awareness as possible. We need people to join the movement on the ground. Omega is the most important part of what we are doing, because within, hi Colin, please send me a mail. I would love to give you a call and chat. The movement on the ground is crucial. Anything that's going to save us, it's not possible. However, we do need to change the political system to one where we can elect our leaders directly. Yeah, it is a genius plan. It's because it was downloaded from another dimension. And it took me, like I said, a while to wrap my head around it, because I didn't come up with the plan. Lauren thought long and hard, and she says everything just downloaded very beautifully. She wrote it all down, and there it is today. She didn't understand how everything was going to work. I'll leave it at that. We don't understand why things will work that way. Even for the people that there isn't a higher power, hasn't had the experiences that I've had. So I know it's there. Divine download, absolutely, Paulo. And that is why we are protected. Dr. Zane Hendricks, hi. Majority of politicians have no political background. Some of them are mere rhetorical prostitutes who stir human sentiments, not by display of body contours, but by rosy words. Very, very well said. Now, to be a career politician is a problem. And that is why the organic humanity movement strives to become irrelevant. Not strives, the plan for OM makes OM irrelevant. And that is important. And it's one of my 10 question challenge. It's one of the questions that I ask. Do you strive to become irrelevant? Because if you don't, then there's a problem there. You have to strive to become where you aren't needed anymore. Otherwise, you're not there to help anyone. You're just there to gain power. With me at Coburg. Yeah, beautiful place. Tonic C wants to go and visit Witstrand as well. People, I think I'm going to end the stream now. Just remember, Saturday, 3 o'clock, I will announce the venue probably on private. In other words, we need to be able to have a private event, and there needs to be access for hundreds of people. The last Freedom SA event had that. I haven't done a double of this meeting now in quite a long time. I had one smaller meeting in the Parklands area. That was really awesome. I enjoyed that. But I think we need to speak to larger groups of people again. Good night to everyone in the live stream. Karen, I hope you and everyone else out there. You've been here for 2 years already. That's awesome. Thanks, man. Thanks for being there. Johan, being there. Johan, keep well. Bye, Ilka. Andrew, good night. Good night, Barry. Bye, Claudette. Hi, Stacy. Have a good evening. Say hi to the family for me. All the way from Kuilsriver. We're going to light up Kuilsriver with own posters, the generic posters, because we don't believe in electioneering. Yeah, Mandla, forget about anyone imposing anything. We're not supporting anyone imposing anything on anyone else. Okay. Good night, Xavier. It's good to see you on here. Kim, Juliet, Derek, Manla. Bye-bye. Yeah, Manla, forget about irrelevant things. We, Cheerio, Billy, we focus on the things that we can do. That's the most important right now. Okay. Yes, Stacy, we're going to put the generic posters up all over. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. We'll probably start tomorrow. The people think, where did all of this come from? Yeah, Manla, I agree. Okay, awesome. Bye, everyone. Yeah, Manla, I agree. Okay, awesome. Bye, everyone. Sleep tight. Thanks for coming back into the stream. This is almost an hour long. Bye bye. Good night, Vanessa, Vali.